The English section of South Korea's gruelling college entrance exam, or the Suneung, is notoriously difficult, with some students comparing it to deciphering an ancient script. Well, so intense was the criticism around this year's test that the top official in charge of administering it has resigned to take responsibility for the chaos that it caused. Well, amongst the most daunting questions are one on Immanuel Kant's philosophy of law and another involving gaming jargon. The latter, worth 3 points, asked students to pick where a sentence should fit in a given paragraph. Here's a little bit of that paragraph. A video game has its own model of reality, internal to itself and separate from the player's external reality. The player's bodily space and the avatar's bodily space. The avatar's bodily space, the potential actions of the avatar in the game world, is the only way in which the reality of the external reality of the game world can be perceived. As in the real world, perception requires action. Well, let's speak to someone who's taken the Suneung test herself in the past, Professor of Korean Linguistics at Oxford University, Ji-Eun. Thanks so much for being with us. I don't know whether you saw that particular question that was featured on our website. Was that one that you could answer?
Yes, I saw that the article, and I tried to solve it myself, and it was very hard.
Is it always this difficult?
I think it's getting more difficult. I mean, I took the exam 30 years ago, but I think it's sort of now becomes too difficult to the point, like, I'm not sure how much I will get it from this exam.
Why is the level so high? Because it's obviously sort of caused huge stress, hasn't it, in the process?
I think it's because sort of they think about English as a way, or because there's other exams, but they kind of think about English as a way to sort of best tool to rank students, and in this exam, and it's very easy to basically distinguish who are the top first person using English as a tool. So I think this is the way how every year it becomes the exam becomes more and more difficult, to the point like even native speaker can't really find the right answer.
And what is the significance of passing it? What does it count sort of hugely towards getting into colleges of your choice?
Yes, I think this exam is basically Korean people still, I mean, even in my time, but even now they think this one day, this exam will determine your life, not only your own life, but your family's future. So I think they put so much emphasis and practice drilling to find the best result for this exam. The day basically when the exam happens, the nation stops.
And the nation stops. So just tell me what happens on the day at home.
And today, I mean, you start to, everybody goes to work an hour late, and from 1 o'clock in afternoon, about 45 minutes, even, nothing should move because they have English listening test. And the military action even stops for the day. So when this year was 13th of November, and basically people have to stay quiet for the entire for students not to be disturbed. And so, yeah, every operation in South Korea stops, or people do very low key for the students.
The amazing work ethic of Korean students is known, of course, in many parts of the world. How has that developed?
I think it's sort of to the point, like we learn how to sort of hardworking is almost like a DNA of South Korean people, and they believe that education is the only asset we have as a nation. So recently there's been a case that kids as young as 4-year-olds have to take English tests in order to have better results in the Suneung exam later. So I think this work ethics. In my days, maybe not in age 4, but now, it's getting much severe and severe, to the point like, even young children have to practice and for the exam. So.
And what is driving that? I mean, is it a shortage of jobs? Is it pressure on very good university places? I mean, why is that built up so much?
Yeah, I think it's sort of also the university, because this exam good result will take you to the best university in South Korea, like Seoul National University or Yonsei University, or these top 3 universities, or the medical school. And they believe that entering to these universities or medical school will determine your future, your job prospectus and everything. So I think this is, and of course it's highly competitive. You can't get these universities and places easily. So even if the population is decreasing, still there's high competition lies in this university, and so as a result, it's highly competitive.
And of course, education is changing. We're seeing technology and AI starting to change the whole education field too. Do you think this exam, pardon me, as it stands, will also adapt? Do you think it should change?
Absolutely, I do believe that this doesn't fit. The exam, Suneung exam, the the competitive exam worked well when we have many children and you had to rank students and to get particular certain point to university. But now the population is decreasing. Also, AI does not require teaching education like this. So I think it's bit absurd that they have to sit down 70-minute English exam and you have to make one choice over five and this is all you do, and that does not actually, I think, make you English better. Rather it makes you students, the pupils, to have more language anxiety rather than increasing competence. So I think this is very sort of outdated, and this practice or this way of testing English should stop and does not fit in our time, I think.
Professor Kia, thank you very much indeed for being with us today.